A very good afternoon to all our live viewers. We are back with the last match of the day in the Super Sunday. RR Stones taking on Shreepa Rockers. Coin toss fell in favor of RR Stones. They have opted to bat first. No runs yet. Once again, punched off the back foot but straight to the cover point. It's a dot ball. Madhukar Mane with the ball for Shreepa Rockers. Whereas Abed Azharuddin and Chirag Yadav to open for RR Stones. Well, there's an inside edge. Good take by the wicketkeeper. He had to move sharply low towards his right, and he does exceedingly well. Madhukar Mane, excellent bowler. He's a tall bowler. Will get extra bounce out of the surface. 202 matches for him. 210 wickets. Economy 5.4. Best figures of 5 for 16. Yet to concede a run. Last ball of the over. A beauty on a length. Abed Azharuddin looking to guide that one. Gets beaten on the outside edge and made in to start off the proceedings. After 1-0 for 0, RR Stones. Channa Rao to share the new ball with Madhukar Mane. Another fast arm, right arm fast bowler. Channa Rao, 400 matches for him. 339 wickets, economy 6.75. Best figures of 6 for 17. He is a very tall bowler too. He'll also get extra bounce from the surface. Chirag Yadav to face for the first time. He's a right hand bat, right hand left hand combination at the top for RR Stones. 191 matches for Chirag Yadav, 6,633 runs, averaging just over 43, strike rate just under 110. Very good all round stats for Chirag Yadav. He's a very good batter. Straight away, gets down the track and drives it beautifully in between covers and mid off. First runs for RR Stones coming off the blade of Chirag Yadav. Chirag Yadav on the charge straight away, giving the charge to Channa Rao, trying to apply some pressure, trying to get the bowler off his mark. RR Stones, 4 without any loss. Well, this time it's way outside off stump. White ball given by the match official. Score moves to 5. Coming to the career stats of the non-striker, Abed Azharuddin. He is a white ball giant. 1,470 matches for Abed Azharuddin. 50,542 runs. Averaging 41.70. Strike rate very healthy. 192.47. Very destructive batter at the top. Well, Chirag Yadav on that, looking to play on the onside, closing the face of the bat too early. Gets a leading edge. Fortunate for him that the ball moves in the gap, in point. So it will only be a single. Almost a very similar field for both the batters. Deep point and deep square leg. Two fielders outside the circle. An extra fielder on the onside for Abid Azharuddin. Short third. Then a deep gully. Cover. Point. And mid off. Inside the circle on the offside. Well, that's a good delivery on a length. Attacking the stumps. This is a good option against Abid Azharuddin. Bowling very straight. Stump to stump. Against Abid Azharuddin is a very good option. He likes the width. Abid Azharuddin, he struggles whenever he doesn't get a room to play at. Well, that's a short ball, beautifully controlled by Chirag Yadav. Doesn't get Off the middle, but still well controlled. Beats the shot fine towards his right. That was a bumper, but no field behind. Poor field placement, I must say. Score moves to 11. He's got a deep mid wicket and a short fine. Channa Rao. Well, that's a better length, I must say, with this field. Chirag Yadav just tucks it away for a single on the onside. Deep mid wicket fielder does well, so it will only be a single. Score moves to 12. All 12 runs coming off this over. Well, the last ball of the over. Couple of boundaries for Chirag Yadav in this over. Last ball of the over. Coming around the wicket for the left-hander. That's a beauty from Channa Rao. Very close to the body and extra bounce. Abid Azharuddin tries to play that one. Tentative. It's a dot ball to close out the over. After 2 overs, RR Stones 12 without any loss. Madhukar Mane will continue. Excellent first over from Madhukar Mane. Now into his second. Well, that's a good length. Well, Chirag Yadav on that, looking for a quick single but denied. Sent back by the non-striker Abid Azharuddin. Gully fielder was very quick on the ball, hence no time for both the batters to cross through. Sent back early by Abid Azharuddin, so no damage done. It's a dot ball to start off the over. 1.1 over, one made in. That's a beauty from Madhukar Mane. Chirag Yadav on that occasion played down the wrong line. That ball going over the stumps. Madhukar Mane will get extra bounce from the surface, and his stock delivery is to hit the deck hard. Will surprise you with a bumper every now and then. Well, that's in the air. A sharp bumper. Fielder puts it down. That was bread and butter there. Anyone among mid on or mid off could have taken that one. But both the fielders, no one calling for that one. In the end, one going after the catch puts it down. Well, Chirag Yadav gets a lifeline. That was a sharp bumper, as I say. He'll surprise you with a short one every now and then. That was well directed short ball on the body of Chirag Yadav, who doesn't get room to play any shot. Ball hitting high on the bat. Well, that's another short ball. Once again in the air. Gabbar after that one just evades the fielder. And in fact, it goes for four. Well, that looked as if it might end up in the hands of mid off. Bharat Gabbar there. That ball always going over his head. Abid Azharuddin. That's not the right shot. Once again, swings and a miss. Swing and a miss. It's a dot ball. Madhukar Mane with that hard length. going just over the bat with the extra bounce. 5 runs conceded of this over. Last ball. Well, once again a short ball into the surface. Beautifully directed. Abid Azruddin was looking to pull that one. Got into position but still misses. Good over from Madhukar Mane. All in all, 5 runs coming off that one. RR Stone 17 without any loss after 3. Channarao will continue. Well, that's in the air. Channarao in his follow through calls for it and he takes it. Chirag Yadav swinging across the line, and it was one shot too many for him. That brings his downfall. Channarao with that hard length hits the bat hard, gets that leading edge, and that was safely paused in his follow through. Had to move towards his left. Chirag Yadav goes RR Stones. One down after 3.1. 17 for 1. S. Rohit Reddy is the new batter in at number 3 for RR Stones. Will face Channa Rao, whose tail will be up. Well, that's an outside edge and a beautiful catch behind the timber. That's a dream delivery for the fast bowler. Hitting the deck hard, getting the seam away and getting the outside edge. Second one bites the dust for RR Stone. Rohit departs for a golden duck. Channa Rao strikes for the second time. Jairam Kashyap behind the timber makes no mistake. RR Stone, 2 down in a blink of an eye. S. Vaishnav Reddy, he's in early, in at number 4. He'll replace his brother Rohit Reddy, was out without scoring. Doesn't bother troubling the scorers. Rohit Reddy gone for duck. The new batter in is S. Vaishnav Reddy. 134 matches for him, 2,800 runs, averaging over 27. Strike rate 101 for Vaishnav Reddy. Gets himself off the mark. That was a hat trick ball. Channa Rao goes very full, trying to attack the stumps. Beautifully played by Vaishnav Reddy. Just nudges one on the onside and gets himself off the mark. Now Abid Azharuddin back on strike. 5 of 11 for Abid Azharuddin. So far, he's been tested with short stuff so far from the bowlers of Shreepa Rockerz. Once again, a beauty from Channa Rao. That ball took off. Abid Azharuddin on the back foot had no idea of that delivery. That's a very sharp delivery from Channa Rao, hitting that deck hard. It's really hard to hit that sort of deliveries. Channa Rao with another beauty that was very close to the off stump, goes slightly up with his length, but still it's a very good delivery on the length, I must say. He's on the mark, Channa Rao, in his second over. 1.5 overs, 13 for 2. After conceding 12 in his first over, he's picked up 2 wickets in his second and only conceded single run. Last ball of the over. Well, that's been guided away. There's protection in the gully, so it will only be a single. A successful over from Channa Rao. 2 runs and 2 wickets coming off the fourth. 19 for the loss of 2 RR stones after 4. Madhukar Mani into his third over. 2.3 overs, 1 made in, 7 for none. He's gone wicketless, but he's built the pressure. Very economical spell so far from Madhukar Mani. Well, that's in the air. Bharat Gabbar underneath and he takes it. Well, the patience of Abed Azharuddin runs out and he goes for the pull and gets nowhere near the middle and holds out in the mid off region. Bharat Gabbar this time makes no mistake. Third one down for RR Stone inside the power play. 21 for 3. New batter in is Ravi Kumar. In at number 5 for RR Stones. A very experienced batter, Ravi Kumar. 433 matches. In fact, 493 matches for Ravi Kumar. 14,589 runs. Averaging over 45. Strike rate very good. 175.10 for Ravi Kumar. RR Stones lost the top orders inside the power play. This is That's a beauty. Well, Madhukar Mane gets a big fish. Ravi Kumar now back in the sheds. What a ball that was. That's an absolute beauty. A sharp bouncer on the body. Ravi Kumar just poking at that one tentatively and only manages to get an outside edge. Safely pouched by the wicketkeeper. Fourth one now bites the dust. RR Stones reeling on 21 for the loss of 4. Channa Rao will bowl the final over of the power play. This time slightly fuller in terms of length from Channa Rao. Vaishnav Reddy just defending it off the front foot. It's a dot ball. Four big names back in the sheds for RR Stones. They've rocked Hurley by Shreepa Rockerz. Channa Rao and Madhukar Mane both bowling exceedingly well. Well, that's short and width was there. It was cut away by Vaishnav Reddy. Protection there in the deep gully, so it will only be a single. New batter in is Karan Patnaik. He's a wicketkeeper batter. Karan Patnaik, left hand bat. Karan Patnaik in at number 6 for RR Stones. 204 matches for Karan. 5,711 runs. Averaging 34.61. Strike rate just under 112 for Karan Patnaik. He's very good batter. In the middle order for Ara Stones, well, that's a hard length from Channa Rao. Both the pacers hitting the deck hard and hitting the bat hard. Pace is up for both the pacers. So is the line. They are all charged up. They have got 4 wickets inside the power play. This is the final over. Only 22 on the board. Ball doing the talking here at one champion. Driven nicely, just wide of mid off, is enough to rotate the strike. Karan Patnaik gets off the mark with a single. First bowling change as Hari Kumar gets a go from the captain. He's gone for 5 in his first 4 deliveries. Another right arm pacer into the attack for Shreepa Rockerz. Well, that's an outside edge and it's been safely paused. Karan Patnaik looking to play off the back foot. Hurls out an easy catch to the wicketkeeper Jairam Kashyap, who makes no mistake. Fifth one bites the dust. Half of the team now back in the sheds for Ara Stones as they lose Karan Patnaik. Ara Stones reeling for just 33 on the board. 5 down inside the 7 overs. New batter in is Awais Ahmed in at number 7 for Ara Stones. Ara Awais Ahmed in at number 7 for Ara Stones. He's a very good batter, very experienced batter. 82 matches for Awais Ahmed, 1827 runs, averaging over 28. Strike rate just under 150, 148.90 to be precise for Awais Ahmed. He's a very tall batter. Bats in the middle order for RR Stones. Well, RR Stones need a partnership, desperately in search of a partnership. Vaishnav Reddy running out of partners. He've lost two in last couple of overs. Hari Kumar into the attack straight away. Gets off the mark in the wicket column. Last ball of the over. Well, that's slightly short ball on the thigh pad. Beautifully nudged away on the onside. And both the batters very quick between the wickets. Gets off the mark with couple of runs. Awais Ahmed after 7 overs. RR Stones 35 for the loss of 5. Suresh Babi into the attack. Another fast bowler was given a go by the captain. 267 matches for Suresh Babi. 338 wickets. Economy just over 7. Best figures of 7 for 17 for Suresh Babi. He's a left armer coming around the wicket for the right-handers. Suresh Babi starts off with a dot ball. Length delivery outside off stump. Left alone by Vaishnav Reddy. Just having a look at the bowler. Vaishnav Reddy, 5 of 8 deliveries. Well, gets down the ground and hits it, drives it beautifully in the extra cover region. Batters coming back for the second run. with ease. Suresh Babi not as quick as the other three pacers, but is very effective. Well, this is much better length and much better line. Attacking the stumps. Vaishnav happy to defend on the front foot. Current run rate now under 5, 4.93 for RR Stones as they are 5 down. They have rocked early by Shreepa Rockers. Once again, hard length from Suresh Babi. Beautifully played off the back foot, but it's a dot ball. Cut away, but straight to the point. Good shot that was from Vaishnav Reddy, but doesn't find the gap on that occasion. It's a dot ball. Good over so far from Suresh Babi. Only concedes 2 in 5 deliveries. Last ball of the over. 37 for 5 after 7.5. Well, that's on the pads. Beautifully walked away in the mid wicket. Will they come back for second? No, they are not chancing in the arm of the fast bowler. Madhukar Mane there in the deep does exceedingly well. So it will only be a single to close out the over. 3 runs coming off the 8th over. RR Stones 38 for the loss of 5 after 8. That's pulled away. That's in the air. Fielder coming underneath. But that ball will not carry to him. That will be couple of runs for Avez Ahmed. That was a short ball from Hari Kumar. Avez Ahmed going for the pull. That ball hitting high on the bat. No timing whatsoever. Fortunate for Avez Ahmed that it doesn't carry to the deep fielder. He'll fetch couple of runs. Well, let's play it with the soft hands. Venkata Ramarao inside the circle. Does well. It will be a single. This is good cricket from both the batters. They need to rotate strike on regular basis. From here on, they need to stitch in a partnership as they are already 5 down. This is nicely played off the back foot in between long on and mid wicket. Bharat Gabbar at the long on region is very quick, gets to the ball in a flash and keeps the batter to 1. All in all, 5 runs coming off the 4 deliveries. 43 for 5 RR Stones after 8.4. This excellent passage of play for Shreepa Rockers. Punched off the back foot, but straight to the short covers. It's a dot ball. That ball skidding through the surface, kept low. Awais Ahmed did exceedingly well to play at that one. This is what this surface has to offer. The ball will skid through every now and then, but the fast bowlers, will get extra bounce on regular basis. Punched away, straight down the ground for a single. 6 runs coming off the ninth over by Hari. RR Stones 44 for the loss of 5 after 9. Suresh Babi will continue, will bowl the final over from this end. Well, slight appeal for the caught behind. Not out, says the match official. That was an attempted Yorker from Suresh Babi. Beautifully executed as well. Awais Ahmed looking to squeeze that one behind point, but gets beaten. Only get contact with the pitch. Well, that's driven beautifully. Wide of long off, but will only get a single. Runs coming in terms of singles as rebuilding work has been done by Vaishnav Reddy and Awais Ahmed. Both the batters very mindful that they have lost 5 early wickets. Driven on the up, but straight to the short covers. It's a dot ball as well. Excellent spell of bowling from Suresh Babi so far. He is wicketless, but his ball very economically. 1.3 overs, 4 for none so far for Suresh Babi. Shreepa Rockerz going on. All pace attack up until now. Well, that played with very soft hand. And both the batters very quick between the wicket, completing the single with ease. Vaishnav Reddy called early after playing the shot. Awais Ahmed responded beautifully. In the end, completes the single with ease. Both the batters. A good over from Suresh Babi. Only 2 runs so far of the 4 deliveries. Once again driven, but doesn't find the gap. Straight to the short cover. It's a dot ball. 2 runs coming off the over so far. Last ball of the over. Suresh Babi will ball at Awais Ahmed. 7 of 8 deliveries for Awais, whereas 11 of 17 for Vaishnav Reddy. Last ball of the 10th over. Well, that's a very full attempted Yorker, beautifully executed. Awais Ahmed does well to keep it out. Only 2 runs coming off the 10th over. RR Stones 46 for the loss of 5 at the halfway mark. Players will have drinks and they will be changing ends. We'll be right back after a very short break. Well, a change in a end, change in the bowling attack. Venkatarama Rao into the attack and he stayed away. Cleans up Vaishnav Reddy. That was a tossed up delivery. Vaishnav Reddy altogether playing down the wrong line, missing a very straightforward flighted delivery. And you miss, I hate says Venkatarama Rao strikes for the first time. In the very first ball, he bowls 46 for 6 now. Ara Stones in all sorts of trouble. Next batter in is Mir Roshan Ali in at number 8 for Ara Stones. 1122 matches for Mir Roshan Ali, 33,217 runs, averaging 42.59. Strike rate very healthy, 149 for Mir Roshan Ali. He's a very good batter. Comes in the low order for RR Stones. He's a very good batter, very good all-round cricketer, very good spinner. He can bat, not just bat. He can get big runs too. Mir Roshan Ali, very capable batter. Gets off the mark straight away. Shot pulled away, but doesn't carry to the deep fielder. Aves Ahmed with the pull. Venkatarama Rao very excited. Ball going in the air. Very good bowler, the captain of Shreepa Rockerz. 428 matches for Venkatarama Rao. 504 wickets. Economy 8.24. Best figures of 6 for 17. He's a genuine wicket taker. Venkatarama Rao will pitch it up. Well, that's hit hard. Venkatarama Rao looking to get hand to hit, but in the end deciding against it. That's the right thing to do. That was hit very hard. Fielder in the long off will cut it off. So it will only be a single. Score moves to 49. A very good start for Venkatarama Rao getting wicket at the very first ball. Punched off the back foot. Protection in the deep extra cover. So it will only be a single. Good field placement from Venkatarama Rao. Gully, point, and cover point inside the circle on the offside, whereas deep extra cover and long off outside the circle on the onside. Long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, and fine leg inside the circle. So very good field spread out for Venkatarama Rao. 4 runs and a wicket so far of this over. Last ball of the over. Pulled away, fine. This was drifted down, and Mir Roshan Ali with the boundary. 8 runs coming off the 11th over. RR Stones 54 for the loss of 6. More spin from Shreepa Rockerz. Spin from both the sides now as Bharat Gabbar introduced into the attack. He's a left arm orthodox bowler. 136 matches for him, 168 wickets. Economy just over 7. Best figures of 6 for 24. He's a very smart operator. Bharat Gabbar starts off with a quick delivery. That ball going straight with the arm. Beautifully played by Awais Ahmed on the back foot. Well, now just guiding that ball in the third man. Venkatarama Rao there inside the circle in short third. So it's an easy single. Score moves to 55. Very smart operator Bharat Gabbar gets the ball to skid through. Doesn't spin the ball much. Well, there's a chance of a run out. Mir Roshan Ali sent back. That was cut by Mir Roshan Ali. Went straight to the point. Sent back by Awais Ahmed. Mir Roshan Ali back in time. That was a very close chance. Both the batters need to be mindful of running between the wicket. Run out will be the last thing that RR Stones want at this moment. Pulled away beautifully, but straight to the deep mid wicket for a single. 10 of 13 for Awais Ahmed, whereas 7 of just 5 deliveries for Mir Roshan Ali. Cut away, but doesn't find the gap. That was beautifully timed by Awais Ahmed, but doesn't find the gap on that occasion. Gully and back foot point in play for Bharat Gabbar. This time slow through the air, punched off the back foot, but straight to the short cover. That's a dot ball. Bharat Gabbar quickly gets through his over. 2 runs coming off the 12th over. 56 for the loss of 6 after 12 RR Stones. Venkatarama Rao to continue. 1 over, 8 for 1 so far for Venkatarama Rao. Well, that's a very good delivery. Even better fielding in his follow through. Venkatarama Rao getting his body on the line and stopping that ball. Mir Roshan Ali, 7 of 6 so far for him. Both the batters need to study the ship for RR Stones. Well, that's on the pads. In fact, it's drifted down the leg. White signal by the umpire. Well, that was a poor one from Venkatarama Rao. Mir Roshan Ali very strong on the pads. Venkatarama Rao should ball on the stumps or outside the stumps for Mir Roshan Ali. He cannot afford to present too much width as there's no one behind point as well on the off stump. This is much better line and length. Mir Roshan Ali pulls it off the back foot straight to the mid on fielder, in fact to the long on fielder for a single. Score moves to 58. Match moving at a very slow pace for RR Stones. Well, Awais Ahmed looking for the big shot. Fielder there in the deep. But that ball, did it go over? We have to wait for the umpire signal. It was an excellent effort from the deep fielder. That wasn't timed to the perfection. Top edge. No one there inside the circle. Will they come back for second? Awais Ahmed looking to come back for second, but Mir Roshan Ali was sent back. Well, that was in the air for a brief time. A couple of opportunities created in this over. That is what you get with Venkatarama Rao. He's not shy of tossing it up. He'll invite the batters for big shot. This time played off the back foot. Work to be done in the deep. A slight misfield will allow the batters to come back for second with ease. Good running between the wicket. Good awareness by both the batters. Score moves to 62. 62 for 6 after 12.5. Last ball of the over. 6 runs so far in this over. Well, that's a low full toss. Played all along the carpet in the long on region for a single by Awez Ahmed. 7 runs coming off the over after 13. 63 for the loss of 6 RR stones. Bharat Gabbar will continue. 1 over 2 for none for him. Well, that's been played with the soft hands on the onside. They were looking to come back for second run initially, but they decided against the second run. Very quick fielder in the mid wicket gets to the ball in a lightning speed and releases very quickly and keeps the batter to one. Well, there's a China man delivery. That's the variation that Bharat Gabbar has. Huge appeal for the leg before, but say match official says not out. That was a very close shout. Leg by signal by the umpire. Well. That ball was way outside off and spinned further away from the wicket keeper. White plus 4, 5 extras for RR Stones. That will help as their score moves to 70. 70 for the say 70 for the loss of 6 after 3.13.2. 7 runs of the over so far. Once again worked on the onside, but this time both the batters happy with single, not pushing the things up as Bharat Gabbar himself gives the chase to the ball. Current run rate now over 5, 5.26. This is good over for the batting team. This time slow through the air, nudged away in the fine leg for a single. Good running between the wicket by both the batters. They are rotating the strike on regular basis. This will help. They need to bat on with this very way for more couple of overs. From there on, they can look to go big. Well, that's in the air. Aves Ahmed completely mistimes one. That ball doesn't even carry to the deep fielder. Loose shot from Aves Ahmed, far from his body. Well, that's another Chinaman delivery from Bharat Gabbar, turning in after pitching and skids through the surface very quickly. Dot ball. A good over for batting team. 10 runs coming off that one. After 14, 73 for the loss of 6. RR Stones. Venkataramara will continue into his third over now. 2 overs, 15 for 1 so far. Starts off with a quicker delivery. Played off the back foot. It will only be a single in the long off region. 74 on the board for RR Stones. Cloud covers are getting heavier and heavier. There's a high percentage of chances for rain to come. In the meantime, Roshan Ali just punches one off the back foot for a single. It looks as if it started drizzling here. Sky getting very blacked out. Heavy cloud cover here at one champion cricket ground. Well, Avez Ahmed coming down the track, trying to get to the pitch of the ball. He got too close to the pitch. In the end, had to play all along the carpet only for a single. Score moves to 76. Good bowling from Venkata Rao. Concedes only three of first three deliveries. Once again, tossed up, hit hard, drilled hard, but straight to the long off for a single. Venkata Rao not allowing the batter to get underneath the pitch of the delivery. He's bowling very full and very slow. He's got excellent drift and turn at the same time. Well, that's in the air, played off the back foot, but will go all the way for a six. That's a boundary in last 5 overs. First boundary coming off the blade of Awais Ahmed. That's slow, slightly short. Awais the Ahmed waits on the back foot, hits it straight on the side screen. That's a very well played shot on the back foot. It's not easy to clear the boundary when playing on the back foot, but Awais Ahmed, he's a very tall batter. He's got a good reach, making full use of that one and powering that ball over the boundary row for a six. 10 runs of the over already, a good one for the batting team. Last ball of the over. This time played all along the carpet of the back foot. It was a quicker one from Venkatarama Rao. Aviz Ahmed saw that coming and played it comfortably. 11 runs coming off the 15th over. Ara Stones 84 for the loss of 6. Bharat Gabbar to continue. 2 overs, 11 for none for Bharat Gabbar. Now into his third over. 84 for 6. RR Stones. They are getting a move on. This partnership going along nicely for RR Stones. Worked away on the onside, but it will only be a single. Score moves to 85. Well, that's a Chinaman delivery. That's in the air. Fielder settling underneath. Mir Roshan Ali looking for the big shot. Holds out into the deep mid wicket. Vishwa, Sri Vishwa in the deeps. Make no mistake. Seventh one down. Mir Roshan Ali looking to up the ante. Holds out into the deep. Seventh one bites the dust for RR Stones. 85 for 7 after 15.2. Well, that's wrapped on the pads. Huge appeal. But not out, says the umpire. Well, Bharat was convinced, but the umpire says it's inside edge. That looked pretty adjacent. But the only thing, the question was, did he get the inside edge? Umpire thinks yes, he did. And the batter suggests yes, it was an inside edge. Well, that's it stayed in the long on region for a single. 4 runs coming off that over. 4 runs and a wicket. A successful one from Bharat Gabbar after 16 overs. 88 for the loss of 7. Venkataramarao Rao to bowl out into his fourth over. Avinash Reddy pulls it off the front foot, but only for a single. Hafiz Ahmed 28 of 27. He's a set man out there. He's the man to add finishing touches for RR Stones. He needs to carry on and bat throughout the 20 overs from here on for RR Stones to get them to a comfortable total. Give them something to ball at. Anything over 130 is a very good total at this surface. That's a low full toss driven, but straight to the cover point. Awais Ahmed looking to get that boundary, but fails to get the gap. That's a dot ball. Well, wind flowing very heavily here at one champion cricket ground. Well, that's been hit hard off the back foot, but ball went straight to the long on fielder, who does exceedingly well to keep the batter at one. 90 for the loss of 7. Well, Avinash Reddy gets down the track, takes the ball on a full, but drives it all along the carpet in the extra cover region for a single. Score moves into the 90s for RR Stone. Well, 10 and 12 in an over from here on will do it nicely for RR Stones as we are into the final 4 overs. Once again, a quicker one from Venkatarama Rao. Aviz Ahmed happy to nudge it away on the onside for a single. Score moves to 92. An excellent last over from Venkatarama Rao. Only 4 runs coming off the 5 deliveries that have bowled so far in this over. 3.5 overs, 30 for 1 so far for Venkatarama Rao. Last ball of his spell. Well, that's a flighted delivery. Avinash Reddy looking for the big shot. Doesn't get the timing right. Came off the bottom end of the bat. That ball doesn't carry to the deep fielder, so it will be a single to close out the over. 5 runs coming off the 17th. 93 for the loss of 7 after 17 RR Stones. Bharat Gabbar now to bowl out. 3 overs, 14 for 1 so far for Bharat. Well, that's an excellent delivery from Bharat. Almost goes through the defense of Avinash Reddy, who played that one very late. Bharat Gabbar always attacking the stumps. That's his key to success. That's his success mantra. He'll get the ball to skid through off the surface. Well, that's hit hard, but will only be a single. Channa Rao in the deep does exceedingly well to keep the batter to one. Couple of singles to start off the over. 95 for 7 RR Stones. 17.2 overs done. Well, there's a leg break, Chinaman leg break from Bharat Gabbar, spinning sharply off the surface. Avinash Reddy looking to pull, but missing the ball completely. Avinash Reddy, he's got the intent, but at the moment he's not getting. Not middling the ball. They're trapped on the pad. Ball moves into short third. Leg by signal by the match official. Score moves to 96. Well, that's a Chinaman delivery from Bharat Gabbar. Aves pulls it, but still doesn't find the gap. Straight to the long off fielder. In fact, to the long on fielder. Score moves to 97. Wind flowing very heavily now. Even it started drizzling here at one champion. Well, that's a very slow delivery, tossed up delivery, and Avinash Reddy accepts the invitation and goes inside out, over covers. A good over for batting team. 8 runs coming off that one. 100 is up for RR Stones. 101 for 7 after 18. Channarao now to bowl out. Well, that's been sliced away. Fielder there behind, but it will beat the fielder towards his left. Well, Aves Ahmed with the boundary, slicing that one beautifully towards the left of deep gully, and he'll get a boundary. That's a much needed boundary for RR Stones. Aves Ahmed playing the waiting game up until now. He needs to strike big for RR Stones. Well, that's been beautifully lofted, but straight to the deep extra cover. That ball was traveling against the wind. Well, that ball was very beautifully timed by Awais Ahmad, but he was hitting against the wind. That ball getting hold, not traveling the distance, and beautifully taken by the deep fielder. Vamsi there in the deep, who makes no mistake. Eighth one down for RR Stones. Well, the new batter in is Muhammad Asif in at number 10 for. Well, that was a superb delivery from Channa Rao. Full attacking the stump, just missing the mark by the very thinnest margin. Muhammad Asif very late on the shot. Somehow survives. Channa Rao with excellent thought. Attack the stumps of the number 10 batter. Well, this time it drifts down the leg. Match official says wide. Score moves to 106. Coming to the dismissal of Awais Ahmed. He was hitting against the wind. That ball caught up in the wind and taken by the deep fielder. Well, that's once again full on the stumps. This time Asif does exceedingly well. Gets his bat down in time. Well, that's a good ball from Channa Rao. An excellent over after going for a boundary. At the very first ball, he only concedes two so far and picks a wicket. Crucial wicket of Amez Ahmed. Last ball of the over. Last ball of the Channa Rao spell as well. Well, that's a full and straight delivery. Drilled down the ground. But that will be cut it off by Bharat Gabbar in the long on region. So it will only be a single. 7 runs and a wicket coming off the 19th. 108 for the loss of 8 after 19. 108. Now Madhukar Mane to bowl out. He'll bowl the final over of the innings. 108 for 8 RR Stones. Madhukar Mane with a good delivery, just short of good length. A good carry through the wicket keeper. Avinash Reddy looking to cut that one. Gets beaten on the bounce. Madhukar Mane will get extra bounce. He's a tall bowler. Once again with the similar length. Pulled away but doesn't get the good connection. Will they look for the second? No, they are settling in with a single. Good fielding by the deep fielder who does exceedingly well while charging towards the ball. Last four deliveries remaining in this innings. What will be the target that Tara Stones will set? Well, that's been cut away. Beautiful timing on that shot from Mohammad Asif. Beats the third man towards his right. Made room for himself early. Moved early away from his stumps. Exposed all his stumps. Madhukar Mane targeted the stump, but he just flashes the bat at the very last moment. Ball moves towards the right of point and beats the third man. Well, that's very full delivery. They are going for a bye. Well, they'll finish up with a run. This is excellent from Avinash Reddy. He was charging in. Wicketkeeper does well, but it's not good enough. It's a bye single. Well, Avinash Reddy not ready on that occasion. Match official stops the bowler at the very last moment as Avinash Reddy bailed out. That's been given as a dead ball. Very full, right into the block all. Avinash looking to drill that one, but only hits it as far as the bowler in his follow through. That's a dot ball. 6 runs so far of the over. Last ball of the inning. 114 for 8. Looking to pull inside edge on the pad. They'll fetch a single. So 7 runs coming off the last over. 115 is what R.R. Stone managed while batting first. Shreepa Rockerz have to chase 116. When they come out to chase, we'll be right back after a very short innings break. We are back with the chase. Three without any loss. Shreepa Rockerz after 1 over. Majid Ali with the second over. That's been pulled firmly. Will be the mid off. In fact, mid on towards his left. That's a boundary. First boundary for Sri Vishwa. Score moves to 7. Always there inside the circle, but had no chance. Gone big today in the auction of TG. Always Ahmed. 75,000 for Always Ahmed in the auction at TG 2026. Well, that's beautifully played on the front foot. Straight back to Majid Ali in his follow through. He's a very good bowler, Majid Ali. 165 matches for Majid Ali, 164 wickets, economy 6.8, best figures of 7 for 9. Well, that ball almost goes through the defense of Sri Vishwa, who gets an inside edge. Ball moves into the fine leg. It will only be a single. Score moves to 8. Coming to the career stats of Sri Vishwa, 295 matches for Sri Vishwa, 6,471 runs, averaging over 30. Strike rate 106.05 for Sri Vishwa. But now, NSG on the strike for the first time in this match. Well, cuts one. Beautifully guides it towards the right of point. That will be cut off by the sweeper cover, but it will be easy couple of runs for him to get off the mark. 207 matches for NSG, 2,568 runs, averaging just under 20. Strike rate very healthy, 149.74 for NSG. Very aggressive batter right at the top for Shreepa Rockerz. 10 without any loss. Shreepa Rockerz after 1.4. Well, this time NSG advances. Looks to go downtown, but gets no connection on the ball. That's a dot ball. Good from Majid Ali. He's very skiddy. Balls in with a very short run up and gets the ball to skid off the surface. Stays stump to stump more often than not. Well, that ball hitting high on the shoulder of the bat. 7 runs coming off the second over by Majid Ali. Shreepa Rockerz 10 without any loss after 2. Sayyid Muzammil will continue into his second over. Will bowl the third over of the inning. That's slightly short of good length. Sri Vishwa happy to defend that off the back foot. It's again started to drizzle here at One Champion Cricket Ground. Very big cloud cover right over us. These are very challenging conditions to bat on. At the moment, both the batters are settled in. They know they are not after a massive target. They look to calm the nerves. That's a slightly short of good length delivery. That ball didn't climb up as much as the batter would have loved, but still beautifully pulled away, coming right up the middle, straight to the short mid wicket fielder. Chirag Yadav there inside the circle in mid wicket does exceedingly well. It's a dot ball. Back to back dot deliveries for Syed Muzammil into his third over. Well, that's a short ball. Sri Vishwa on the pull gets beaten on the bounce. It bounced sharply for Syed Muzammil on that occasion, hitting Sri Vishwa flush on the neck. Well, he looks comfortable. These are good signs. But that was a very nasty bouncer. Sri Vishwa looking to pull. These are not good signs. Hitting on the neck. Sri Vishwa looks comfortable and happy to continue. But that was an excellent bumper from Syed Muzammil. Has got his tail up. Third dot on a trot. Once again, short ball. This time, Sri Vishwa was ready and he pulls it beautifully. Beat shot fine and he'll fetch a four for that. This young lad is a very talented batter. You have outbounced me once, but you cannot do it twice, says Sri Vishwa. Rolls beautifully and pulls it in the fine leg for a boundary. Well, the play resumes after a very short break. Syed Muzammil had an issues with the landing. He was getting his foot skidded. So now the grass cover on the landing area for Syed Muzammil. Good overall in all so far for Syed Muzammil. Only concedes 4 so far. Last ball of the over. 14 without any loss. Shreepa Rockerz after 2.5. Once again, shot pulled, but this time all along the carpet by Sri Vishwa. So it will only be a single to close out the over. 5 runs coming off the third. 15 without any loss. Shreepa Rockerz. Majid Ali will continue into his second. Shot of good length. Pulled away, but all along the carpet. Protection behind in the square leg. So it will only be a single. Score moves to 16. Conceding 7 of his first over, Majid Ali into his second. So far 1.1 over, 8 for none for Majid Ali. Well, NSG looking to go big, swings across the line, but gets no connection whatsoever with the ball. It's a dot ball. Once again, a Steve bounce for Majid Ali. NSG is trying to get on the top of the bounce. He was in a no position to play any sort of shot on that occasion, caught in between. That's an excellent delivery from Majid Ali. He goes into the surface on that occasion. Usually balls very good deliveries in line of stumps. Gets the ball to skid through. Well, that's in the air. That completely came off the toe end. And Awez Ahmed won't drop this. First one down. RR Stones draw first blood in this chase. NSG departs cheaply after scoring one. 16 for 1 RR Stones. In fact, Shreepa Rockerz 16 for 1 after 3.4 overs. New batter in is Jairam Kashyap in at number 3 for Shreepa Rockerz. Well, that's wide. Down the leg from Majid Ali. Good take by the wicketkeeper. Score moves to 17. Jairam Kashyap, 493 matches for him. 12,371 runs. Averaging just under 40. Strike rate in excess of 130. He's a very good batter. Very stylish batter. Drives that ball looking for the second run, but it's not there. Suipakawa Fielders does exceedingly well and keeps the batter to 1. 18 for 1 after 3.5. Sri Vishwa 14 of just 16 deliveries. Well, there's an inside edge there. No point of LBW. All the fielders were very interested in the LBW, but match official just walked away. 3 runs and a wicket coming off the fourth over. 18 for the loss of one. After four, Shreepa Rockers. Muzammil with the third over concedes 5 in his first delivery. 4 and a wide to start off. Well, that's a steep bounce for Syed Muzammil. Jaram Kashyap through for a single. Good call. This is once the ball was past the bowler in his follow through, both the batters ran very quickly and made the ground. Score now moves to 24. 24 for the loss of one after 4.2. Well, swings across the line, gets the inside half of the bat. Fielder there behind. Slight misfield will allow the batters to come back for the second. 26 for 1 after 4.3. Well, looking to drive on the up. That ball skids through the surface, keeps very low. It's a dot ball. Nothing wrong Vishwa had done on that occasion, but it's just the bounce of the surface which beats him. Shot beautifully pulled away, well in front of square leg. That ball goes into the mid wicket. That's a stamp of an authority from Sri Vishwa. He's not the tallest, but he packs a punch. Sri Vishwa into 20s with that boundary. That was a good ball from Syed Muzammil, but did not climb as much as he would have loved. This time, Sri Vishwa playing that one with the soft hands. It's a dot ball to close out the over. A good one for Shreepa Rockers as they get 12 of that one. After 5, 30 for the loss of one. Shreepa Rockers. That's been beautifully pulled away by Jairam Kashyap. That's a boundary. Beats the deep square leg towards his right. Well, that was not short enough. Did not climb enough. And Jairam Kashyap is a top order batter. He's a very top class batter too. Puts it with ease. That's a boundary. Easily done. This time he goes over long on. In the long on, over mid on for a boundary. Well, that was slightly fuller in terms of length by Majid Ali, and he pays the penalty. Jaram Kashyap clears the infield with ease. Ball doesn't come off the middle of the bat, but still good enough to go for the boundary, making full use of the field restrictions that are on Jaram Kashyap. Clipped away beautifully. Good fielding inside the circle in the mid wicket by Chirag Yadav. It's a dot ball. Majid Ali 2.4 overs, 18 for 1 so far. Dismissed NSG. Played with the very soft hands, and both the batters are very quick between the wickets and complement each other very well. Completes the single with ease. 9 runs coming off the over. 39 for 1 now. Shreepa Rockerz after 5.5. They've got a good start. They're after a very low total. This will help the cause. Well, was there an outside edge? No. That was a good delivery from Majid Ali just outside off stump on a length. Sri Vishwa tentatively pokes at that one. A dot ball to close out. 9 coming off the 6th over. 39 for the loss of 1. Shreepa Rockers. Introduction into the bowling attack. Mohammad Asif now with his left arm orthodox. Coming diagonal. Well, that's poor delivery. Drifted down the leg. That's been signaled as a wide. 14 matches for Asif, 15 wickets. Economy 6.65. Best figures of 3 for 18 for Mohammad Asif. He needs to stay. Well, that's a good ball. This time slow through the air. Ball turning sharply away from the right hander after pitching. Well, this time it was shot on the body, and Sri Vishwa gets his knee down and pulls it beautifully over fine leg for a boundary. What a shot that was. This batter packs a punch. As I said, he's not one of the tallest batter to play the match, but he's one of the smartest batter to play. He's got all the shots. Once again, looking to play in the similar region. Well, did it hit the pad? Yes, it did. On the way to the wicket keeper. That's been given as a dot ball. Well, that's punched off the back foot by Sri Vishwa. This is what the good batters do. Immediately after getting the boundary, they rotate the strike. This is an ideal condition for Sri Vishwa to bat on, as they need 70 of 79 deliveries. Scoring rate is not a problem. He's batting along with Jairam Kashyap, who's moving along very nicely. 17 of just 10 deliveries. 8 runs coming off the 7 overs. 47 for 1. Shreepa Rockerz. Majid Ali will ball out. Drifts one down the leg. These are two easy pickings for Jairam Kashyap. Only thing he has to do on that occasion, get bat on ball, and he does. Beats the fine leg towards his right and will fetch 4 for that one. 50 is up for Shreepa Rockerz. 15 good time. 51 for 1 in just 7.2. Both the batters studying the shift for Shreepa Rockerz at the top order. This time played with the very soft hands and threw for a single. While rotating the strike at will. Both the batters. That's punched away off the back foot. Misfield by the point fielder. Chirag Yadav there, who lets one go through. That's a boundary. Beautifully timed shot by Sri Vishwa. Got on the top of the bounce and then punched it off the back foot. Ball raised very quickly, but that should have been stopped inside the circle. Score now moves to 56. 56 for 1 in just 7.4 overs. This time looking to guide that one. Sri Vishwa looking to be cheeky on that occasion, gets beaten. It's a dot ball. 3.5 overs, 28 for 1 for Majid Ali so far. This will be the last ball of his spell. Well, that's a low bounce there. Good running between the wicket by both the batters. A throw from the wicket keeper. No one backing up, so they'll get back for the second run as well. Well, 11 runs coming off the 8th over by Majid Ali. 58 for the loss of one. Shreepa Rockerz. Muhammad Asif to continue. Well, once again it drifts on the pad and Sri Vishwa beautifully sweeps fine and he'll fetch 4. Beats shot fine towards his left on that occasion. No chance for the deep square leg to cut that off. Boundary to start off the over. Well, Muhammad Asif is bowling at the moment too straight. In fact, it's Jairam Kashyap who gets a boundary on that delivery. Pardon. This time drilled straight. That's a boundary. No chance for the long off fielder to cut that off. Slightly fuller from Muhammad Asif. And that was stuck firmly on the up by Jairam Kashyap into 30s. 30 of just 15 deliveries for Jairam Kashyap. Shreepa Rockerz now cruising towards the victory. Played off the back foot. They'll scamper through for a single. This is what these two have done exceedingly well. They have rotated the strike on regular basis, not allowed the pressure to get to them. Well, this time pulled away. Protection there behind, so it will only be a single. Strike rotation has been the key feature of this partnership. Both the batters have scored runs whenever the opportunity has been presented. Otherwise, they are happy to rotate the strike. Once again, nudged away on the onside. This time, looking for the second run. Mir Roshan Ali sprints, but both the batters are very quick between the wicket. Gets back for a second run in a flash. Score now moves to 70. 12 runs already of the over. Driven on the up. Long off fielder will cut that off. But 13 runs coming off the ninth over by Muhammad Asif. 71 for the loss of one. Shreepa Rockerz. Mir Roshan Ali now into the attack. That's a very good looking shot of the back foot. Jairam Kashyap looking very fluent right from the word go. Is raised away to 36 of just 19 deliveries. Strike rate 189. 6 boundaries for Jairam Kashyap in that innings. Walked away off the back foot. Slightly short. Mir Roshan Ali on that occasion. Very experienced bowler Mir Roshan Ali. Right arm leg break. 1122 matches. 759 wickets. Economy 7.65. Best figures of 7 for 56 for Mir Roshan Ali. Slow through the air. Pulled away. Well in front. Will they come back for second? No, they have to settle in for a single. That ball travelled fast across the surface. Well, Jairam Kashyap looking to cut that one. Gets beaten. 4 runs of the over so far. Good one from Mir Roshan Ali. Well, this is flat batted. Straight as an arrow. Umpire was in danger on that occasion. That was stuck so firmly. Well, match official did exceedingly well to get out of the way. Mir Roshan Ali had no chance to stop that one. That's a boundary. So in fact, 8 of the over so far. This time he goes big. Will clear the deep fielder. That's a six. Full from Mir Roshan Ali and Jairam Kashyap hits it long way. 85 for the loss of one now after 10. 31 needed now for Shreepa Rockerz. Muhammad Asif will continue into his third over. Well, that's in the air for a very brief time. It's a dot ball, two singles and a dot. All in all, 2 runs coming off the first half. Well, that's a peach of a delivery. Turn and a bounce. Completely squares up. Sri Vishwa was surprised by the bounce that Muhammad Asif got on that occasion. This time plays it very late. Cuts it right in between point and short third, and he'll fetch four for that. This young lad is a very talented cricketer. Well, he was surprised by the turn and bounce on the previous delivery. This time rocks back and delicately plays it in between point and short third for a boundary. He's got touch, class all over his batting. Sri Vishwa punched off the back foot but straight to the short cover. Dot ball to close out the over. 6 coming off the 11th over. 91 for the loss of 1 after 11. Chirag Yadav now into the attack. It's a single down the ground. Very good bowler, Chirag Yadav. Right arm off break. 191 matches for Yadav. 93 wickets. Economy very good. 5.36. Best figures of 5 for 24. That's been pulled away, but there's a fielder behind. Square. So it will only be a single. Jaram Kashyap, 49, will get to his half century. No, he'll not. He has to wait a bit. Well, I thought they might go for a quick single, but Sri Vishwa sends him back. That's a dot ball. This time punched off the back foot. Will beat the short cover. No chance for the long off fielder to cut that off. That's a boundary. With that boundary, 50 is up for Jairam Kashyap. 53 of 27. What a knock in a low run chase. 53 of 27. 8 boundaries and a 6 for Jairam Kashyap. Strike rate just under 200. 196.30 to be precise for Jairam Kashyap. Well, this is poor from Chirag Yadav. That's drifted down the leg. Jairam Kashyap looking to sweep that one. Gets beaten. It's a dot ball. Jairam once again off the back foot. Once again peppers the similar region. Once again gets the boundary. He's a very sweet timer of the ball. No chance for the long off fielder to cut that off. He was set very wide for that shot, but still beats it. Well. This is gap finding of the highest order. This time, defense of the front foot, straight back to the bowler. 12 runs coming off the 12th over by Chirag Yadav. 103 for the loss of one. Shreepa Rockerz. Now 13 runs away from the victory. Shreepa Rockerz. They've completely dominated RR Stones in this contest. First with the balls, now with the bat. They've only given 115 runs with the ball. Then with the bat, they've cruised away to 104 in just 12.1 overs. Now 12 away from the victory. All 9 wickets in the hand. 40 of 38 for Sri Vishwa, whereas 57 of 29 for Jairam Kashyap. Jairam Kashyap, that's in the air. Well, put down in the deep. Well, what has happened there? That was in the air for a very long while. That was a mistimed shot by Jairam Kashyap. He gets a lifeline. Poor effort in the deep. Inside edge. Well, that's been given as a bye. I thought the batter might have got inside edge, but he clearly missed the ball. So did the wicket keeper. This time, quick through the air, punched off the back foot. Protection there behind now for Mir Roshan Ali. So it will only be a single. 4 runs coming off, 4 deliveries in this over so far. Now required runs into the single digit as 9 needed. Well, that's been pulled away. They charged in for a single, but deep fielder does exceedingly well to restrict them to one. Charged on the ball, picked it up cleanly and then throws. This time reverse sweep and that ball goes over short third. That's a boundary to close out the over. 9 runs coming off that one. 112 for one. Shreepa Rockerz after 13. Now 4 runs away from the victory. What a knock Jairam Kashyap has played. He's bossed through the chase. 63 of 32 deliveries for him. He's hit the ball all sides of the ground. Now Shriyag Yadav to continue. It's a very full delivery. Sri Vishwa looking to drive on the up and give the strike to Jairam, but Chirag Yadav does well in his follow through. Well, that's swept away. Will that be the match? Yes, it will. Swept fine. No chance for the deep fine leg fielder to cut that off. That's a thumping victory for Shreepa Rockerz over RR Stones. They've chased out 115 in just 13.2. Match summary: RR Stones winning the toss, opting to bat first, only managing 115 for the loss of 8 wickets in their 20 overs. In reply, Shreepa Rockerz fluently chased it out in just 13.2 overs. All 9 wickets in the hand. Congratulations for Shreepa Rockerz for winning this match with a handsome margin of 9 wickets. Player of the match will be Jairam Kashyap for his unbeaten 63 of just 32 deliveries, 10 boundaries and a 6 in that innings for Jairam Kashyap. Makes him the player of the match. That's it from the commentary box. It's me, Ali Hashmi, signing off. We'll be back with exciting matches lined up in the next week. Till then, stay safe.